What is up, guys? This your favorite duo. I'm Bre.
Hey, guys, it's Niree.
And this is episode 101 of the 20s R Us podcast.
Episode numero uno.
I like it like that. So, Niree, I think that we should jump right into it because their responses for last week's table talk
are freaking hilarious, guys. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the table topic we introduced last week was...
should social media have DM or private messaging?
Why or why not?
Here's what some of you all had to say.
Yeah, because if you want to see somebody like on social media that you haven't seen in person and you want to ask for some something you can ask for without everybody doing.
Ask for some what?
It would be pretty smart if it didn't have anything.
Why?
It would decrease cheating.
No, I'm not the one to slide in a person's DM. I really don't do that, but it is very convenient. It also helps when a person ain't pay their phone bill. And you near Wi-Fi, you can text like, "Hey, my phone off, but I'm texting you through Instagram right quick."
I believe that social media is ruining relationships because people put out a certain persona on social media websites and they're not able to like keep up that persona in the real world, and people take likes and
That's a good question. Is it ruining
likes
relationships?
and comments too seriously. You have to have self-control when it comes to social media. Like, people can be addicted, people can be caught up in what they are on that website, but you have to be able to use the website in a respectful manner.
Social media should have a DM because I know a lot of my relationships came from DMs and job opportunities.
And a lot of people get cheated on because of DMs.
That's a personal problem.
Oh,
Like, that has nothing to do with me. Cheating, if you're DMing somebody, okay, I'm gonna get mad. But if you're meeting up with somebody, I'm gonna fight you.
he said that's a personal problem.
Sounds like a personal problem to me, and I am 100% in agreement with Alex.
We got so much feedback and so many responses. I love the diversity and the variety of the responses we got. It was so good.
Yes, I enjoyed everybody's responses as well. People are a trip when it comes to those private messaging things. Of course, I just think that it should, but that's for business purposes. That's because I'm a great user of social media. I don't use it for the wrong reasons. So I'm on the pro side of the social media talk. But that's just me. Anyway, look at you drinking it. Look, Bre, I'm so proud of you for sticking to your detox. That's beautiful.
Girl, I am trying. It has definitely been a rocky road.
Mm-mm.
So for those of you who don't know, I have decided to not drink alcohol for the next 30 days. Right, I decided to do that in the summertime. Perfect timing.
Wrong time.
But you know what? As I've been going throughout the process, little things have been getting added to my detox. For example, I decided that I'm not going to curse for 30 days as well.
I'm definitely not doing that either.
You know what? I think it's been really good for me because it's a bad habit I picked up, and it's not me. So it's just like I have to detox this out.
You can say what you want. People can judge how they want. But I literally have no desire to ever stop cussing. That's so bad because my mom is literally just always like, oh, cursing? Like, we don't have a relationship. I don't have, like, the cool mom that you can just cuss around and stuff like that. But, my mom just knows that I curse. And so I just feel like she's always like, it's just so not ladylike to curse and all this stuff. Honey, look, it's whatever. I'm trying to can, but I can't, okay? Like, I think it's appropriate settings to curse. I think it's just natural, and it just goes, like, into the workplace. Like, we go to work, oh, it's so professional. It's unprofessional to curse. Every last one of my bosses curse. And I know they make well over 6 figures. So all I'm saying is, who made this so inappropriate? Like, why is this such a, oh, if you curse, I don't think I can do business with you. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. It is not indicative of my vocabulary, how well I can speak, or anything. Some of us just like to curse.
I don't think that because a person cursed that automatically they can judge you based off of your education or things of that nature. However, I do feel like there are more appropriate settings to curse, and I feel that if I, for example, if I'm seeking a new house and I go speak to a realtor, and then within the first 10 minutes of our introduction of each other, they curse, you do kind of lose credibility with me. Now, no, we should not live in a society where, like, your language dictates your education level, what you bring to the table, all of this stuff. But for me, it is kind of like, well, I can't trust you. I can't bring you to dinner with my husband, or I can't bring you
sit around cussing day and night. See, I don't like that. Because if you curse, how is somebody professional cursing losing credibility? Like, that makes no... My uncle is literally one of the smartest people I know. He curses all the time. Smart people curse. Like, if I go to a realtor and I'm buying a house and she says damn or shit, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're not credible to me.
First of all, I do think that there's levels to cursing.
I do.
It's
okay. So you absolutely should not be saying BMF.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
It's levels to cursing. Like, if it's in the Bible, okay, it's fair game. Cause her
MF is in the Bible. If she say MF, she don't lost
another
level.
You do. That's another level of cursing.
Let me tell y'all something.
I don't do
if
that.
You trying to sell Bre a house, don't come to us with that cussing. I do not like that. It is not.
But you don't even do hardcore cussing. You don't.
If someone
did, you would be like, she a little aggressive, ain't she? Like, wait a minute. I really wouldn't.
I would just be like, I mean, it's like, I feel like it's so natural. Like, I don't. It's normal. Like, it makes. Now, I get it. In business, you never know who you're gonna offend. I think it is safe. I definitely think it's safe not to curse. But I just don't see anything wrong with it. And I also feel like, okay, so funny story. When I was a little girl, my uncle would legit tell you the story to this day. I like cursing so much. I remember when, like, my aunt and my family would leave and we'd be in the car and I'd be like, Keith, say a cuss word. And he'll look back at me and be like, shit, goddamn motherfucker. And I would die laughing, and then I would look at him and go, do it again. Because I don't know. And I'm like, have I been trained to curse?
I don't think it's taboo, but at the same time, here's my opinion on it. So the reason that I decided to not curse is because my family and I, we went to Dave & Buster's. There's this girl there who I do not know, but she was with my little sister. My little sister was with me. The little girl who was with my sister was like, oh, your hair is so pretty. Your skin is so pretty. Okay, can I get my hair straight like that? Like, different texture hair that we talking here. So she was kind of
that girl has kinks and curls, and it is beautiful.
It was beautiful, but I have weave in my hair, so you get the difference. Anyways, so just kind of like modeling, what she wants to see when she gets older or whatever like that. So long story short, I walk away, go to play a game. She sneaks back up on me, and I'm cursing. So I just felt so guilty in that moment. And no, I don't think that kids should grow up thinking that cursing is taboo, because like your experience, then you crave to hear curse words because your parents make it so taboo in your household. But I do think that the reason that we should still filter it around kids is because at that age, they need to learn timing and place. I think that's the reason that we should filter it around younger kids. Not that we should say, oh, it's a sin and you should just not do it. Because at the end of the day, curse words they're like adjectives. They help you describe how you feeling a little bit better. Just a little bit better.
You know what my uncle says when he said he lets my little cousins and them cuss sometimes. He lets them say certain words. He's like,
get your stress out.
It does, because he said, Niree, listen to me. If they go hit their toe, I'm not going to make them say, golly gee. And when you hit your big toe, do you know the first thing that come to mind? It is not. Yeah. He was like, it's not. And I'm like, exactly. That's my only point. But I feel like it's such a hypocrite, because I'm thinking now, like, I mentor a lot of young girls.
Exactly.
And I don't curse in front of them. Like, I may like say something small, but I just feel like also it's like, but even if I did, why is that such a shun on character? Like, why is that such a, my God, Miss Niree cussed? And I'm like, baby, don't you say the words when you get older. You be better than me.
And that's my exact point. It's like, you know nothing is wrong with it, but you still kind of feel that hint that I'm supposed to model a certain behavior, especially
because
as
society has brainwashed us. It's nothing wrong with it.
Maybe it has, but I don't want my little sister 7 years old cursing just yet.
They do it when you're not around.
They do, but that's fine with me, because if she do it behind closed doors, at the end of the day, she know not to curse around certain people, and that's the point.
That's true.
Don't go around my grandma cursing. Don't go around your mama cursing. Don't come around me cursing. Do it on the playground.
Keep it on the playground.
Keep it on the playground, honey. I don't need to know you're doing it till you're 13.
I like that. Well, look, listen. Y'all, curse words are part of our vocabulary. The shit is in the dictionary. Use it every day. Use it how you want to and when you want to, because guess what? Everybody else do it anyways. Like, I'm sick of people always. I know smart people who curse. It does not matter. Like, if you do not lose credibility, you do not use. No.
Beyonce wasn't Beyonce. Like, she got them whoopings.
And guess what?
Beyonce.
She was around here bootylicious and cussing. Know what I'm saying? Beyonce was cussing too.
So, what else is on the detox? What else are you doing?
So, I try to detox at least twice a year, sometimes more. But this is my first detox since my father passed. And I feel like it's such a strong spiritual and emotional journey that I'm on with this detox.
It is.
I used to have questions of, if I'm gonna die and things like that, but I feel like this time around I'm not afraid of death, because I feel like if I do die, I'll be able to get to see people who mean so much to me, and it will be almost a relief, like my dad, like Day Day, like Santez Torres, like all of these people who are so close to me that just left too soon.
Reunite.
I feel like I would just be able to reunite with them, but at first I did used to kind of wonder about what age I'm gonna die and how I'm gonna die. Like,
I think that's the difference of me. Like, I've always been more curious about death than I have been afraid of it. Like, just kind of like you said, I think I'm more worried about how I'm gonna die than actually, death itself. Because I wonder, like, am I gonna meet like some of my ancestors? Like, are they there waiting for me? The movie Coco, you see?
Coco was such a good movie.
I love Coco, and I'm just like, what
review
is
Coco
like
comes
that?
soon, y'all.
I just wonder, is it like Coco? Like, are your ancestors waiting for you to like welcome you with open arms? So I think that's why I just always be more, I've always just been more curious about it.
Well, honey, they can welcome me in open arms. I plan to die in my sleep. I want something painless, seamless.
Let me explain something to you. I hate you. This is a message for anyone listening. I have one thing to say to all of y'all. I want to die in my sleep. I want to die a peaceful death. Boring. That is boring. That is so boring. I'm not dying like that, guys. I want to go out big, okay? When I die, I want y'all to see on the news.
Headline.
Girl wrestles with bear, but beats up a lion in the midst of the fight and then dies. Like, what? Girl wrestles with shark in the water. Like, I'm going out big. I don't want no like boring death. I want to die in my sleep and all. No, guys, like, achieve more. Like, want to achieve more in your death. I'm going big, just like the crocodile hunter. What's his name?
Oh, no, the guy that died by the stingray.
I was just about to ask you, but how did he die? How did he die?
He got stingray.
You may not know Steve Irwin's name, but baby, do you know how he died? You know how he died. So I'm going out big, Bre.
So what I need to do is I need to get all of my career things laid out so I can have a grand
You got to
death.
die big. You need to have a grand death.
Then you can Google me. Then I can make money when I'm dead. Because our society love to make people famous when they dead. Honey, love me while I'm here.
Love me while I'm here,
please.
Don't celebrate me when I'm gone. I'm just saying, I'm gonna go out big. I'm gonna be like skydiving on the Eiffel Tower. So, you know what I mean? Like, I want to do something. I want it to be a compelling death, and I need it to be quick. All this that when you say sleep, that sounds slow to me. For some reason, it does not sound. I want to boom. I'm out. Judgment Day, and pray to God that the Lord open the pearly gates of heaven, because baby, I'm not going outside. I'm not doing it, Bre. I'm not doing it. So y'all can miss me with that little sleep death, that little sad story, children in the hospital crying. No. They're going to be like, this girl was an adventurer.
But you know what? That's crazy. I feel like that joke actually brought up some really valid points. Because seriously, though, like, people who are like SSX and all of these other people, even like Junior and Liz and all of these kids and young people who are dying, like, we legit were not supporting them until they died. Like, he was putting out good music. He was putting out motivational videos on Instagram. Very controversial figure, however, like, we didn't get a lot of his messages until his death, and it's just like it takes a grand death though for people to say, "Who was this kid?"
Celebrate
like,
them.
this
You
is
know
how
what
he
I think
died.
about every time they talk about how I don't know, some producer was like, man, Drake just always says, man, I just want everybody to love me how they love Pac. I just want to love me how they love Big. And I don't know, Diddy or somebody was like, man, when Pac was here, they didn't feel like he loved them.
Exactly.
Like he didn't feel like people loved him. He didn't feel like people celebrated him. And I do think that's something with our generation. Like it feels that way. Like when somebody's here, that's why people say, like when somebody's here, say I love you. Like say I'm proud of you. If you know your friend's doing something good, somebody's doing something good in your family, just take time instead of spreading hate on these Instagram pictures. Like spread love and
I'm thinking about
and I know it can't be that way all the time because that's not realistic. But oh man, what if you could flip and see how people treated you before they died, and you could see like relationships with people before the death? You'd be surprised at the people there. Oh, I miss him. He was a great guy. And then, rewind in life. Oh, you're not going to be nothing. You ain't going to ever make it. Or, hey, I just need somebody to talk to. I'm busy. You'd be surprised at the people who are just, like, not supportive or who speak ill while you're here. Then you're gone, and it's a big celebration.
Right. I think while we're on the topic of these 20-somethings, I do think a generational difference for us as well is that sometimes it's hard for us to notice what's in our own face. Like there's so much going on that's very similar to what was happening, during Tupac, during Biggie, during Diddy in those times, and it's just because it's not in a textbook right now, it's hard for us to realize like we are living in history. Like
it's repeating itself.
For me growing up in Atlanta, like it may sound super cliche, but the reason that I love T.I. the way I do, like, no, I may not know all his songs, may not support all his music, but as a figure, because he really is the voice of the people, like, to me, and although this may be a very controversial statement, I think that T.I. is the modern-day Martin Luther King, and people are like, oh, T.I. do this, the tiny, blah, blah, blah. Well, Martin Luther King cheated on Coretta Scott King, honey. He did some of everything. I do feel like, but as far as being the voice of the people, like, no, it's not his 9 to 5 like it was for Martin Luther King, but I'm saying there's figures in our today's world who are standing for something, but because we're in the midst of it, our generation, it's just hard for us to see what's happening right as we breathe and walk every day,
and so
because it's not in a textbook.
I agree, and I won't say that I disagree with. I can't say I disagree with your idea as a whole. I can't just say I think T.I. is a modern day Martin Luther King. I can say I think we have prominent figures. Like I guess, like you said, like what would be then? Maybe today I would go as far as to go to Michael Eric Dyson. I would go to the Angela Rye. Yeah, I may throw T.I. in there. I may throw Wale in there. Like even Nipsey,
they look different.
And they look different than what they would expect. But just as far as standing up for Black people, standing up for things that they believe in, I would even go so far as to say a Charlemagne. Like speaking your truth, living in your truth, speaking truth in general, no matter how people feel, what people say, it's hard. It's hard for people to do. So I guess I wouldn't go with a general idea if I feel like one person is, but I feel like there are a lot of prominent figures that stand up and do the jobs that a lot of us are afraid to do or don't have the courage to do. And I commend them for it. And I'm always backing those people. I love to see it. I love to spread the news behind it. That's why if I'm going for news and I can't CNN too tricky, I gotta go. Let me go see what Angela Rye said. Then I'm gonna go collaborate her story with Charlemagne's and then Michael Eric Dyson. I gotta get my different opinions. I do. But honestly, Bre, when something big happens in society, I really do. I go to those kind of people. I listen to all their opinions before I form my opinion.
Right.
And it's because I like to have an informed opinion. I like to think of things from different perspectives.
That's what an intelligent person does.
I love it. And I love it. I'm like, I love it. Even when they disagree, I love to hear it.
I do feel like for 20s-ish as well, like one of the things is that due to modern day technology, it makes it easier, but at the same time much harder to stand for something, to promote something, and just everything, like you said, to form an opinion, because like you don't know what's real because we have so much technology, and it's so easy for people to filter news stories or fake news. It's so easy to make something fake seem so credible, but at the same time, it's like you have no excuse to not be in touch because we have access to so much stuff. So it's very hard as the generations go on, like we have a lot of responsibility as we advance, but also it becomes really hard to filter the real and the fake. Like, even I think of Instagram when I think of that. Like, it's hard to decipher the real from, like,
It is.
Everybody famous on Instagram, baby.
It is. Everybody.
Everybody famous. So
she's driving a Camaro, and then you go and talk to these
mirrors.
people, and it's just the saddest story that you'll hear. Some people who are posting their life are actually living their life, and a lot of people who are posting it absolutely do not. And so it is. And I think, however, as my friend would like to say, it's also one of those things where we feel like we have to put on this front to feel accepted by everyone. Because I know I'm not the only one. Like, the girl that we were interviewing earlier, she was talking about how, certain levels, I can't remember the word. I think, dopamine levels or whatever it is.
Yeah,
when we get a certain, like, our feelings, like, go in a certain direction. And it's like, I can't remember the first time I hit, like, 1,000 likes on Instagram. Oh, it's a big deal. It's like, oh, my God, I should just go put my big information in my bio now. Like, and it's like, but
so
why
for those
is that
of
so
y'all who are
thrilling?
tuned in, what she's saying is, like, basically positive reinforcement. So when the creators of Facebook created Facebook, they kind of knew that it would be playing on your mental, because when your brain associates a like with something so many times, it plays on your dopamine level. So it gets positively reinforced, 500 likes, and then you get 700 likes, and you get 1,000 likes. So it kind of...
And in your mind. But you know what? They did a study on that, and they were showing that they rated all the social media sites, and Instagram was one of the worst for your mental.
Yep.
Listen to me, guys. Listen to me. We talk about mental health all the time. Yep. A social media site is the worst for your mental health. That's scary. That's strange. And it's like... I saw somebody, and I think, I'm not even getting into the whole Instagram, social media talk today, but I saw someone post, and they were like, people take a break on social media and swear they better than everybody and swear they getting their life together. And I'm just thinking, but man, if I delete Instagram for like a week, I try not to get on social media throughout the week. It is still a struggle. So, yeah, in a way, sometimes it is getting your life together. Let me just take a break from social media for right now. It is. Because not only do you feel that way, studies have proven that it is taking a toll on your mental health. So, facts have proven this now. It's not just about, I think I'm better than you. It's one of those things where it's like, I can't keep looking and comparing my life to everyone and then feeling like I'm less than, and then 1 minute feeling happy because I'm getting these likes. And I think it's personal. I do think it's,
you're
a personal thing.
Validation through a social media site.
You are, and it's hard.
And that's one of my favorite captions on my Instagram while we're speaking of it. It does say, if you live off their comments, you'll die from criticism.
You will.
And that's so true, because most of the time, if I'm just going to be real, and I'm not seeming like one of those people who are better than others, but it's more so for myself and my own personal portfolio than it is to see who's going to like it and who's going to comment on it, because I feel like it should start with you first, and it should start with your own happiness. And if you have to delete it because you didn't get enough likes, then you're waiting on satisfaction from outside or external forces when it should start with yourself. But what I am personally curious about is, we are in a generation where when we went to school, we had chalkboards and things of this nature, and then social media.
And we had it, but look, you had to wait till you got home to your laptop or your computer to get on MySpace.
Like, social media kind of progressed, or technology kind of progressed into our lifestyles throughout middle school and high school. What I wonder about now are, our little sisters and the kids that we mentor and things like that, who social media and technology and the internet, it starts day one in school. So
it does.
I just wonder if that'll make the mental
mental
effect better or worse for them who are already adapt to it.
Always a concern of mine. Always. You know why? I have a 15-year-old sister right now. And she wants to wear makeup, and she wants to wear weave at this young age. And my mom is one of those, you're going to be a kid until I say it's time for you not to be a kid. When you turn 18, you can do what you want to do. But it's almost like I feel sorry for her, and sometimes I root for her. I'm like, Mom, just let her get some hair, but just, let it be a little shorter, because we're living in a different time. Like, I couldn't imagine being at 15, looking at these 15-year-olds with these $1,800 revealing gowns on Instagram. I couldn't imagine, like, a girl knowing 20,000 people, wearing a full face of makeup, and having to see that and deal with that every day in my teenage years. Like, that's a lot to take in. and I can't get a bundle because my mama's strict. Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. And I'm like, I feel bad because I feel like they are being subjected to these unrealistic beauty standards. Has it always existed? Absolutely. But instead of now seeing the little thin white model girls that you saw back in our day just in the magazines, now you see all the big booties and the big tits and all the long hair. Now, guys, listen. I love real bodies. If you want a fake one, I'm all for it too. But I just think as a child, you know, or in your growing years or your formative years when you're seeing those things, I just think it can really take a toll on you and play a trick on you and how you feel like you're supposed to look. As to where now I'm an adult, I'm like, you know what, you want a fake booty girl, go ahead. You got a real booty girl, love natural. Whatever. It's whatever, but I'm old enough and mature enough to make those decisions. However, if I was a teenager, I'm not sure, you know, growing up seeing that, how I would feel like I'm supposed to look or what beauty would look like for me.
You say you don't know, but I do think that we still had those experiences, but it was on a different scale. So now for your sister, it's more so about bundles and Balenciaga sock shoes, and it's that stuff. But for us, it was still there, but in a different form. For us, it was who has Aeropostale at school, or you know, who has the bone straight hair. But now they're doing natural hair and the curls. So it was there, but in a different format. It's just like it progressively gets on a new level each time, and so it's just the scale is so different because our proms maybe $200, $300. Their proms, like, they look like whole galas out here. Like, Shade Room has created a prom season hashtag because of proms in 11th to 12th grade this year. So,
and I agree. I don't think that it didn't exist there because, of course, it's always going to exist because when you're young, you're dying to be older. You look at the older girls, I just think they have way more exposure. So the scale is just larger, I guess.
And I do think, again, going back to the original message, that has a huge part to play with, like, how much access we have to see stuff. Like,
that's true.
Wow, like I don't remember weaves being a thing in middle school.
See, I did, girl. Maybe I always put me a little bundle.
Maybe a wig.
But you know, it wasn't bundles then. It was just if you could get you a sew-in.
Girl, it was a package hair if it was.
Yeah, it was. I was in college
hair.
wearing package hair. My freshman year, before I started getting bundles, I was having a little I had package hair. I know. But
that Remy.
That Remy, girl. Wait a minute, I forgot what it's called. Mine was called, what did I used to get? Oh my gosh, y'all.
That
Remy. And it was, it was like $119 a pack. I can't believe I was paying for that.
$119 for package.
But you know what? Also, I couldn't get my hair done. No once a month. You know, you keep your bundles for a year. Honey, that little store here, child. Look, you get one.
You know what though, Niree, you would still make you some shake, baby. You be keeping hair for a good minute, honey.
Girl, I cut it, dye, flip it,
you
fried.
A nice little slave ponytail. The next day, half up, half down. Then I see you again. You got a two-piece, short set. I just be like, honey, you know how to change it up, baby. I be having the same side part. Girl, I was at work. She said, your part's so straight. I said, because it's the same part for 3 months. I put a scarf on the same spot.
But that's why your hair is growing and mine is not, because I stay in my nappy ass hair. Like, I need to keep myself together. Like,
y'all be more like Niree.
Girl, don't do it, baby. Get your hair healthy first, and you do your little switch ups. I don't know who I think I am. I guess I thought I was born with Lola Falana hair. Because you know what? I'm so into fashion that I feel like your hair gotta look different.
It does.
You know, I have a vision for hair when I have an outfit.
Yep.
And I try to make it happen, and it's just a ratchet version of what it should look like.
I just can't pull it off. So it's like my outfits for 3 months gotta be a bob. Or my outfit for 2 months gotta be a long straight middle part.
First of all,
I be wanting to change it up, but I can't. I don't got them skills, so therefore my outfit's gonna match for 3 months.
I'm screaming at you right now, and I'm
baby,
trying not to
every
laugh.
outfit for 2 more weeks is a bob, honey. It's a bob. Jet black bob.
You know what? But that's why I made myself learn how to do my own hair. I made myself learn how to make you parts and stuff because I'm like, I can't afford to get my hair switched up like that. I got to learn how to do it my damn self. And voila, this is what I get.
Minority Business Spotlight. It's your time to shine.
Okay, guys, and now we're going to get into our Minority Business Spotlight.
Our Minority Business Spotlight goes to an upcoming graphic designer, Brandon Tubbs. He is a 20-year-old out of Florence, Alabama, and his business is based on bringing your individual creative needs to life.
Creations by B specializes in all things creative, from graphic design services for business marketing, event stationery, to custom apparel and clothing.
So shout out to Brandon, guys. I love B. He is one of my go-to guys. Very efficient, very quick, and he does a damn good job. He is, when I tell you he's been grinding, Bre, I mean, he's done work now for Amor Jada, for Jessica Duport. You know, she's the lady who owns Miracle Drops. She's the CEO.
Miracle Drops, right.
Mm-hmm. She's the CEO of Kaleidoscope
Okay,
Products.
come on, Tug.
And he did a BET Awards filter that was viewed by thousands and thousands of people were using it. So really, really good job, B. Make sure y'all go and follow my guy on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at _creations by B. That's at _CREATIONS by B.
Your opinions, your hot topics, you have spoken and we answered. Welcome to our table topic.
Okay, guys, and to wrap it up, we are going to introduce our table topic. We will be going live on next week, and our table topic for next week is:
should giving be done in secret or in public? What you think?
I like both. I like that people show their charitable deeds on social media because, let's be honest, it's the reason GoFundMe is so big now. Like, a guy that I would know somewhere in New Hampshire or Texas is showing what he's doing for his community, and therefore I'm able to donate.
You can promote the purpose.
Exactly. But on the contrary,
I do see the perspective that people have that if you are given from the heart, that you shouldn't have to show it to the world.
Absolutely.
So we want to hear what y'all got to say.
Send us your questions,
your comments,
DM us.
We'll talk to y'all next week.
All right. Deuces, guys.